family, and friends, and welcome back to another episode of I Am Me with AMP. But as we did last week, I did highlights, and I will be finishing off this week with highlights as we had so many amazing clips to go through and all the amazing people that have come through onto this platform. I wasn't able to fit them in last week. So this week will be the second week of highlights, and then next week we will be welcoming a new guest onto this platform. But I hope you and your families have been having a blessed Sunday and had a blessed week as well. But I wish all of you guys an amazing up and coming week. And I can't wait to see you guys next week, Sunday, 5 p.m., for another episode of I Am Me with AMP. Love and light, fams.
Yeah, that's amazing. So, because we're both in the same collective, there's definitely a lot of us, right? There's about 800 of us?
Yes.
Yes, and all walks of life, and everybody has either a side hustle. This is either a side hustle, the affiliate marketing, or their main job. So is affiliate a side hustle for you at the moment?
Kind of. I don't want it to be a side hustle.
Okay, you want it to be like full time?
Yeah.
All right.
I think it's just been like a side hustle because of my music and having to do both at the same time. Because I'm so busy with music, it's hard to focus on both.
100%. So, what do you think are some of the things that you might have to put in place to be able to really set your goal on affiliate marketing being full time and music being on the side?
Just time management,
Yeah.
honestly. Because I feel there are times where it like splits minutes, like a few minutes during the day that I can just do my content or anything affiliate marketing related. But just time management and putting out a schedule and being surrounded by those who actually want to see me win and grow together.
100%. Support's important.
Yeah.
100%. And so you were talking about scheduling and content and things like that. How have you found making content within the affiliate marketing business? What's your hard? Yeah. What's your experience around it? Just so the audience can get an idea of your experience.
I feel it's easier said than done. Like I was just talking to my partner about it last night, and he was like, we could do this, and this, and I said, those are really good ideas, but it's trying not to put the same stuff out every single day, and with the consistency of trying to be consistent with content. For me, I've found it hard to talk about because I feel like I was talking about the same thing but in a different way.
For sure.
And it was just really repetitive.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think that was one of my main blocks, was trying to talk about something different, because I was trying to talk about everything that everyone else was doing.
For sure. I mean, that's so true. But I'll give you an example of what I'm doing in terms of how I'm starting to find myself. It's relating to something that's really what's the word? Important to you. Would you say are some of the things that are important to you at the moment? 3 main things.
I really want to get on my own 2 feet. I feel I am at the moment, but not fully.
So independence.
Yeah. I want to be able to fund my music because it's so expensive to do my own original stuff.
And that's where affiliate marketing would be perfect.
It would be perfect for it because
for sure. It'll be a win-win both ways. 100%.
A few sales and that's
boom.
That's like a whole album.
A few quads.
That's a whole album.
100%. And what would your third one be? What do you reckon your third why or purpose would be?
Quite selfish when it comes to trying to figure out what I want to do, because I would say travel, but then also helping my family get out of that cycle.
For sure.
Of because I've grown up in a business family when I was younger, and it wasn't always good, and I saw majority of the struggles more than the
good times. Yeah.
So more of the cons and the pros.
So it's pretty much family.
Yeah.
So that's your third. Okay, so your first one is independency. Your second one was
funding
your music, and then the third one is family. You've pretty much got 3 things there that would be amazing for content.
Yeah.
So I guess it just comes down to editing and stuff, right? Because you can film anything.
Yeah.
But it's the background of it and how you speak into it, and is this going to be interesting to watch? And because this is the hardship of affiliate marketing when you're doing a personal branding.
Mm.
But at the same time, don't you feel like you've figured out so much more to yourself than what you would have had you not jumped into affiliate marketing? And
Yeah.
that's
That's
a
so
plus,
true.
right?
Mm.
Absolutely. And don't you feel like you've grown so much more to what you were?
Welcome to my content that I said I would be putting forward. As you all know, that I do affiliate online marketing as well as trading. So in order for you guys to get to know who I am as well as the people that I will be bringing through, I have decided to make a platform that is called I Am Me with AMP, which is me. So we do have our first guest, but before we get into this, I just want to explain what exactly this platform is. So what I've done is I've made a platform of different people from all walks of life that will be coming through and giving you guys an idea on what exactly they do for a career, what inspires them, what is the purpose and why they've gotten into it. And hopefully this will be encouraging for you guys to get into taking the leap of faith to do something for yourself. So let's get started. I do have Peter that is sitting with me today. We will be going over exactly what his background is and just the certain things that he's done to get to this point in his life. So Peter, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hello, thanks for having me. My name is Peter. I'm 25 this year. Right now, I work as a banker. I work at the bank, and also as a side hustle, I'm also a personal trainer. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so I have my first question for you.
Yes.
What made you go into personal training?
To be honest, fitness has actually been a big part of my life. It only blew up into like a massive growing passion because I was born with a heart condition, so I had a surgery when I was about 7 or 8 years old, and later on when I turned 15, 16, I had a bit of a heart thing again, and at the time my doctor had said that I need to keep myself fit and my fitness to be kept in check. So that's how I got started with fitness, and as I start working out and exercise throughout the year, kind of found a new passion for it and kind of wanted to pursue it more and see if there's anybody else I could help, and that turned to a career.
Beautiful. So in terms of your heart condition,
Mhm.
that would have been hard for you to get through in terms of training to be a personal trainer. What were some of the health or nutrition things that you did to keep yourself stable in order to still pursue this career?
Honestly, I wouldn't say I'm the best when it comes to being disciplined in those fields because I totally enjoy eating food. I have a partner, and even in my previous dating profiles, I've always loved going out to eat. I think it's one of those pillars of your life where you can't really. I mean, some people can compromise and find a ways around it. My ways around it is pretty much just having a balance that works for me and my friends and my surrounding, my family. I do eat. I wouldn't say I eat terribly bad because I did learn about nutrition, but I wouldn't say I eat terribly clean either, like super clean either, because I mean it's not sustainable for me. I work out. I want to say I work out maybe 4 or 5 times a week. Some people might think that that's too much for someone with a heart condition. Um, I would say otherwise. It's actually your body get used to it, and when you get a certain level of expertise or skill level of whatever field that you would like to participate or invest your time in, everything becomes a little bit more easier.
Beautiful.
So yeah.
That's very cool. So like in terms of your family, what would you say is the drive, the purpose, or the why to what made you want to go down this path of being a personal trainer?
My family actually has we actually have quite a few family members with heart conditions. Um, that was on my dad's side. My mom's side has more of the diabetes, kind of like condition passing down. My mom has it. My grandparents has them too. My grandpa actually passed away a couple of years ago. I think his health just got worse because of his diabetes and just certain diabetic kind of health issue that was elevated from diabetes and such. And so I'm just trying to break the curse.
Nice.
Um, Trying to advocate my family to exercise a little bit more. Yeah, my mom nowadays we actually got a puppy, so trying to advocate her to go for more walks
That's cool.
with the puppy, with my sister, and she does yoga every night before she sleeps. Yeah, so I'm just trying to break the curse and change in our family because had a couple of important members passing due to
Yeah.
health concerns.
So, like, going from a school in Fiji to like a school in New Zealand,
Oh my god.
what would you say were the good things
Yeah.
and the bad things?
New Zealand was 10 times better. No shade to Fiji. No shade to Fiji, but like,
Shade.
but New Zealand, man, I loved it. Like, I loved high school, like, so much. Like, I keep telling everyone this, especially when I moved to Megs. Fiji schools were really tough. They were, like, rough. Like, they were so, like, 10 times stricter than any school here in New Zealand.
So, like, give me an example.
You start at like 7 or 7:30.
In the morning.
Yeah, in the morning, or like you have to be there by 8, and then there's like some schools will have 9 periods.
Yeah.
Like in my old school, we'd have like for term 1, we'll have 9 periods. Our recess and lunch was so short.
So, what were the breaks at Max? What were those breaks?
In Mags, there
Was
were
it
like
morning
20,
tea?
yeah, morning tea and then lunch.
20
and
minutes?
Yeah, for like high school.
Was it 20 minutes morning?
20 minutes and then half an hour?
Okay.
Or more than half, 45.
Or was it
I
45?
think 45.
I think 45.
Yeah.
So it was like 20 minutes, 45, and then 20 minutes again?
Yeah.
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 And what about in Fiji?
Oof, shorter. And like in year 13 here, you know how we have free periods? No free periods in Fiji.
So
Yeah.
like, what do they call them? Study periods.
Study periods.
Hey,
Study periods.
For me, it was eating periods.
Yeah, eating, doing nothing, doing TikTok. So yeah, it just, and also I keep telling everyone this. Fiji was more like much of a cramming based system. They give us the textbooks, we take the notes, but we have to learn by the textbook. Whereas here in New Zealand, we actually like learn because there's different
Practical.
activities. Yeah, practical. Yeah.
But
And
over
there
there,
was,
it's a lot of theory.
Yeah, heaps of theory,
And,
and,
like,
you have
And
to
you
go by the
seem
book.
like a practical learner.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And they didn't have dance classes.
No, the
So-
arts not.
So when you came to
non-existent.
Max,
and I found out there was dance.
Christmas had arrived.
Oh my god, it was Christmas every day.
It was like hallelujah.
Hallelujah. No, for real, because like, yeah, like, and also there was like, you could only take in Fiji, you could only take a science subject,
Yeah.
a commerce subject, and then my school there was no arts. Arts was taken as like for fun in year 9 and 10 only, but like not as seriously as they do here, and like obviously math and English was compulsory. And yeah, I took science in Fiji, and then when I came here and I saw like the list of subjects you could pick, I was like, oh my god, this is like my dream.
It's like
school.
Christmas.
Yeah, like you could take, there was like heaps of subjects you could choose
So
from.
like when you started your first week at Max,
Mm.
what was the experience like? Because you've come from Fiji. How many kids were in that school?
100?
Okay, and then
Yeah.
you come into a 3K school.
3K, like the second biggest in New Zealand.
So what was the vibe?
I made it. I made it.
And was it exciting for you?
Yeah, I was looking forward, like school, I was looking forward to school every day. Like in Fiji, yeah, I would look forward to it, but not as much because,
Stop it.
also because in Fiji, we stayed in one classroom for the whole day.
Oh my goodness.
The teachers move around.
Would that make you go nutty?
My ass got flat. My brain got flat.
Get a son.
He's killing me.
You sit there. Huh?
Yeah, sit.
The first day at Mags, what was in your mind? Like literally, what were you thinking? Besides, I've made it. Besides
made it.
that part,
Because I made it.
yeah.
It was just like the fact that just have fun, like enjoy, like make every moment count, because I know once you leave high school, you're gonna regret it.
Reality
like,
comes
yeah,
through.
reality comes in.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hi everyone, I am Evander. I am an artist slash creative. Born and bred in South Auckland, and I am absolutely blessed and privileged to be able to be on this show. especially with Henri, who I have known for a few years actually, a long time. Oh,
But like, I think I've known Evander since she was 17, 16?
yeah, 16,
16, coming through, working at Foot
Oh
Locker.
my god. No, yeah. So yeah, I'm a singer, creative artist, and yeah, I'm just so super happy to be here on the show.
And I'm super grateful to have you here. So like, let's get into it, eh? So I got excited to bring Evander on. So I reached out to Evander and she was so quick to come back at me and say yes to this opportunity with me. And the reason I brought her on because she's super inspiring to so many people and so many young ones, right? Because she's actually in the industry of music. She just recently came off a tour with Aradna and some other really awesome names. And so let's get started. So Evander, what exactly has inspired you to get into the music industry?
To be honest, it's like obviously it's gonna be the generic answer. Like I love music. I was brought up on music, on good old school 90s R&B and gospel through my parents and whatnot. But it was seriously just the love of it. If you don't love it, then you can't actually pursue anything. I guess. Well, I think it's a waste of time if you pursue it if you don't love it. So yeah, I love singing. I love music, and I love that I could use that as an outlet to express however I'm feeling or whatever.
Not
emotions I
totally.
have. Yeah.
Because like one thing I have to say, watching Instagram and you chucked on, you've done a paragraph with Jay King's
Oh, yeah.
Cinderella,
Yeah,
right?
it was the Open Verse Challenge.
Yeah, well I'm pretty intrigued that your Samoan is flexing. Like that your Samoan, I was
Little
like,
flex, yeah,
I know, I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Evander speaking Samoan. So like, into like, I feel like with music though, the pronunciation of speaking Samoan is so much more easier. This is from my view.
Yep.
I don't know what it would be for you though.
I think using music to learn the language is like a lot more handier. I guess it's easy. It comes easier because it's catchy. You love music anyway, so everything
Just
kind
flows.
of like flows.
Yeah, because your pronunciation is pretty on fleek.
Thanks. Let's see, if you get it wrong, our people will eat you
Yeah,
alive. Like,
I agree.
and
I
you know,
agree.
The internet, like,
And I'm pretty basic when it comes to the Samoan language. So, but I'm grateful. I know.
we're
I know.
learning, we're trying,
100%,
It's a work in
100%.
progress and destiny.
For sure. But that is a vibe. I've seen a lot of people have jumped on that. So congratulations on that. That was very cool.
Thank you.
In terms of when you were traveling with Aradna and that, like, what was the vibe?
Oh man, that experience in itself, it's incredible, unforgettable, life changing. Wow. No, but the Eddies boys and Aradna, the whole team as a whole, they are just a wealth of knowledge and experience, especially in the music industry. So when we were on tour, it was crazy. Like I was learning, I was literally like a sponge, and trying not to fangirl at the same time as
No,
being
totally.
like we're on the same lineup, like and my job was to like warm things up for them. I warmed the stage up. So whichever city we were in, we started off in Brisbane and then went to Melbourne and Sydney. And then we've just recently come back from Perth.
And you guys did a second one, didn't you guys?
Yeah,
which was the Perth one. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, each show brings something different. But I have just loved every moment of that experience and like all the growth and the knowledge. I've been able to pick their brains.
Well, it's just like if you want to be a millionaire, you want to surround yourself with millionaires. You want to be a successful artist. You want to surround yourself with successful artists.
Yeah.
And you can see it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you're so much more confident in yourself.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like when I was given the opportunity at first, like initially I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful, and I still am very, very, very grateful. But also just knowing like when you're in that space and in that environment and with those people sitting at the table, I guess, you know that you have a place and you belong. You've worked hard enough to be able to be like, okay, I can humbly take my place, but also I belong here. I don't feel like there's imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
And especially in the industry, I mean, there's a difference of being humble and being able to know and have confidence in yourself that you actually I've worked hard and I can sit here with these guys.
Do you feel like it like before you got into like when you got into Radna and going with those guys, do you feel like you had to do a bit of work on yourself before you went into that space?
Definitely. Yep, most definitely.
So like, do you have any like daily routines or just something that you have in place that just keeps you grounded?
Artistically?
Just anything, generalizing.
art.
Yeah,
Definitely my walk, like having a spiritual connection with God,
love
keeps me
that.
grounded because, especially in the industry, like, oh man, it's wild. There's so many like different things that can deter you from your goals, in terms of being an artist, being a creative, putting work out, whatnot. But yeah, just having a solid ground, just making sure that your backyard is like,
Clean,
all good, clean,
good to go.
and good to go and
Yeah,
solid, because like, as an artist, when you put stuff up or when you're out there, you're just so vulnerable to everyone, especially being in like social media. You can get ragdolled from left to right, if you do something wrong, if you put one foot out of line, if you sing the wrong lyrics, if you go flat, if your performance was a flop. People will remember the bad things more than the good things. So it's important to make sure that you're solid,
so like this is good, this is good in terms of how like people coming in with like comments,
Yeah.
like it's either really really bad or really really good,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
What do you do mentally to like keep yourself at a high when it's like downfalls of like people saying really bad comments? Like what are the things that you have in place mentally to keep you strong?
um a lot of it, for me, just begins with, however they perceive my work, or say if they've got something negative to say. I always think that it's a reflection of them, not, and it's like
I love that.
literally a them problem, not me. So I don't like, I used to be able to, I used to take on board what they feel emotionally,
Yeah.
especially if they were angry, or if they were like, oh my gosh, she's so this and that. I used to take that on board and feel that myself, but now I'm like, no, that's actually you, those thoughts belong to you. I have no business with your thoughts, whether they're good or bad. I don't really care, because I don't have any energy or space or mental capacity to be able to be like, take that on board. Because
No, I totally agree.
So
This
it's a
is
reflection
reflection of them. See, this is a good thing for young ones that are at school that are going through, bullying and things like that. Every time someone comes at you with something negative, it's a reflection on them and not you. And I totally agree on that. And a lot of it stems from what they've gone through. And so they just portray it on someone else. Singing or dancing, have you ever had any backlash in terms of posting stuff up on any kind of social media platform?
Yep, most definitely. And as of recently, actually, I experienced, that's probably the most, I guess, the most intense piece of work. So, long story short, it was just a TikTok, and I put it up. It was a cover of Cinderella, obviously. And I know that's the hottest song out right now. It's the hottest track. Everybody's playing it. I get it. So, if anybody was to like, try to sing it or jam it or in any shape or form, it has to be pleasing to the masses. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously, my version, I was literally just finished work and I was in the car and I was like, I'm just gonna sing this as if it was a duet. Again, another creative like outburst. So I was like, oh, just check it up. And I thought, oh yeah, I'm just gonna put this on TikTok and I'm not gonna think anything of it. And then I put that up in the evening after work, and then didn't think anything of it. Didn't check it till the following day. And then I got some messages from my cousins, and they're like, "Oh, have you seen your TikTok?" And I was like, "No." And then I went back on to check it, and there were like just so many different comments, and they were all negative. They were all like just trolls and just hating on the video and my rendition of the song. And to be honest, like I was just reading it, I was more shocked than anything, because I haven't really experienced the true deep hate and animosity that you can experience on social media. But also I didn't care. Like I'm just the number one. I didn't give a because I'm solid already. So I was like, I don't believe any of the words. Obviously, going back to what I said before, that it's a reflection of the other person, right? However they project. But also the fact that I know as an artist that I'm not responsible for anybody's opinions about me or of me, especially anything that I put out. And I also know that that they're entitled to their opinion. If they don't like what I put out, if they don't like the song or the singing or the vision, rendition, whatever it is, that's fine, and I have to be okay with that. But yeah, just the amount of like effort that people went into go on and comment hate and just it's like for free to keep scrolling. If you don't like it, it's for free to just not say anything bad at all. But I mean, I don't mind the disagreeing with my art or whatever I put out with the craft, but I do mind when they're speaking hate
Yeah,
intentionally.
for sure.
And I think that our poly people, most especially, we're really good supporters and really good, like we're really good at totokuing our people,
Yeah,
but we're also
really good at smashing them down.
and bringing them down.
Yeah,
And you know, if you win, or not everyone can win, you know, like I got to bring you down in some kind of way. I've got to keep you humble. I got to keep you there. And that is a mentality that is honestly crippling our people, in a way. And then that also makes you wonder why a lot of the kids have like anxiety issues, and they have
Yeah,
you know,
for
they're
sure.
unstable emotionally. And then you wonder also why the artists don't want to put any work out, because they're like, no, because I just get ragdolled online, you
Yeah,
know, and I get but I give it up to anybody that's actually put up stuff, gotten hate, and kept going.
yeah.
Um, and then that's the only way I responded to, was I didn't respond to any of the comments. I just read them. I read them. I saw them. But legit, I just got into the studio and recorded a whole new verse, and I put
And
that
killed
out.
it. Absolutely
And then I was
killed
like,
it.
and this is my response.
Yeah,
You can
yeah,
get it twice, and I hope you
yeah,
really hate it now. I'm not joking.
yeah. I think the moral of the story for this is that all of us as people should always be giving it up to those that are putting out content. It's hard work.
It's hard
It's
work.
scary.
Yeah, you're vulnerable. Like,
So scary. And just like what you said, if you're not wanting to like it, if it's not your flavor, if it's not your vibe, keep scrolling.
yeah, just
Scroll.
just keep scrolling.
Right? Like that saying, it's better to say nothing than to say something. So
Yeah.
what's that saying?
If you
It's
have
if you have nothing good
nice
to say, don't say it at all.
yeah. Don't say it.
Period.
Yeah, and don't waste your energy. Like,
Yeah.
you could have used that energy to build someone up.
Yeah, for
And use
sure.
your words to build someone up. And our poly people, we're only a small minority
Yeah.
in the world.
Love each
Okay,
other.
then.
Well, since we're like ending this, thank you so much for coming through, Vinda.
Oh, well, thank you guys for having me.
But I just want to ask you one thing before we end the show.
Yeah.
Is there a quote, possibly, or just a saying that you want to like sign off for us on the show?
Oh,
Do you have any kind of quote, or like just a saying that you live by? Or
it was literally what I did.
I knew she had something.
So this is for all our people that are in the industry, as well as just in general. Is competition happens at the bottom. The top are all collaborating.